You're recording.
I'm checking the recording sign. There we go. Hello, everybody. Boop. Boop. Good morning.
Welcome to the adventures of Liz and Rebecca. Beat you to it.
What?
I said I beat you to it.
I don't know. Life is so weird. I can't keep track anymore. Welcome, and I am Rebecca. I am the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in glorious, sunny downtown Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion at Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Brevard, North Carolina. Telecommuting to work still.
That's like lately, because I answer the phone so much the same way that it's like, hello, wait, what's the name of the business again? No. Oh boy. I had some calls come in on Tuesday that I knew it was people I messaged and said, hey, call me. Or they wanted me to call them. And I said, no, please call the shop. And I knew, because the phone literally rang right afterwards, that it was them, but I still had to answer. Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, this is Rebecca. Can I help you?
Yeah.
I just had to. It's just,
Yeah.
The universe would have ripped apart if I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
So, what to talk about today? It's Thursday.
Again.
My story from yesterday. So we filmed the VSC and had a lot of fun. And then we have to wait for it to process. And then I always check to make sure that it works, that it worked. And this time I pushed play and I heard us, but I saw a black screen. I was like, no.
Yeah, we freaked out. She freaked out. We freaked out. It was bad.
And then I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to film it again. And it's going to be so artificial. And I don't even remember what we said. I mean, I have the audio, but I don't even remember what we said. And then I tried playing one that we'd already posted, and that one was black too. And I went, oh, maybe it's just my new computer.
Maybe.
So I did what all good people should do with their tech before they totally freak out and try to find someone who actually knows how to work computers.
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
I rebooted my computer, and then it worked. I was like, anyway. So
yeah.
I had hopes and dreams of showing everyone my super awesome sweater, almost done, like that. I flew through it, and I've made progress, which will probably astound some people, but I'm not as far along as I wanted to be. Mostly because there was such a long to-do list once I went home last night, or midday, whatever. Time means nothing anymore, right? Just no time. What? Trying to get everything we talked about and the VSC online, and I did not get the yarn bowls up yet, but I got the yarn up. Doing that, and some new yarn came in that we're gonna start to peek at today a little bit. I didn't make it as far as I wanted to. So what progress do you want to report on, Liz, while I pull out big bulky knitting I'm doing?
So I've dabbled with my kaleidoscope of papillons. Yesterday I was working with an Ito one. I might have started a new one. It's not with me right now, but I have been seriously working on my Daydream Dye Works Yarn Baby mix, and I am on row 19 now.
That's so pretty.
This is it's an Irish yarn called the colorway is Jezebel, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but this is Daydream Dye Works June, and then Yarn Baby around it, and it's looking so awesome. I want to finish it just to see how it turns out.
I know. A question, because you've got Absolutely. The Pokemon ball without an eye in the center, so you're doing straight up.
Oh no,
you're doing
eye is on. The eye is on section 3.
Okay, because I've seen people on knit, maybe not knit and chat. Maybe it's the butterfly knit along who are putting it, who might have put it in section 2 as well. So maybe they're paralyzing.
Paralyzing it even more.
Okay.
I like the eye down in section 3 because if you put it in the eye, if you put the eye in section 2, it's kind of on your back and not yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I got my pieces out here. So again, so I was showing everyone this before. This is the bottom. That one's been done. I was really hoping I'd have the bottom and the sleeves all on one needle at this point. That was my goal. It hasn't happened. The first sleeve.
Ooh.
And yesterday, I think I showed off I had like this much done of the second. I got a little further.
Just a little.
Just a little. I was trying to figure out where they were. So close. I'm through all my increases. So close to being able to put this all, but see this?
Just a little bit different.
I have a couple more inches to go, which won't take long, but I have a couple more inches to go. They're almost matching. This would probably freak out Amy D a little bit, but I could have tried to make the colorways, although the colorways don't go through exactly the same repeats every time. I could have tried to make them match more, and I realized as I was getting up here, this is the color I should have down here. I'm using the same ball. And I was like, do I manipulate or do I if possible, I want to not go into my fourth ball. I think I'm going to have to go into my fourth ball, but I'm trying to do things in a way where I don't have to crack into that just in case, which means trying to use a whole ball for both of my sleeves here.
And ultimately, I don't think it's going to matter. It's a comfy sweater.
Oh, no.
It's a pandemic sweater. So
I don't need it to match. I'm okay with that. Not everyone is.
That's true.
This is how much I have left of the ball for my sleeves. This is called Yarn Chicken. I am playing Yarn Chicken to see. So
much
this
yarn
big
chicken.
of a ball has been going into my sleeves, and I have this much left, and I have a couple inches left of my second sleeve. This is the fourth ball, which I have not touched. The third ball is, it was the second, whatever. This is the third. If anyone's keeping track. The second ball is still attached to my torso. Because when I join them together, I will knit across this part of the torso, knit across the sleeve, back of the torso, this sleeve, and the front. And I'm hoping I can just keep that going and not have to break that or join that or whatever. But I can't join these. So, yeah, so that's where I am at that. I'm fully expecting, even if I'm super busy, that by next Tuesday, by the next straight up side-by-side show, I will be wearing a comfy cardigan. So I'm really.
That would be awesome.
I know. Wouldn't that be so cool? Okay,
I don't think I'll have this done by next Tuesday, but
what section are you on?
I'm on section 2, row 19.
Okay. 19 and there's like 30 and then the pods and then I don't see that happening before Tuesday even with a ninja knitter, even with a really fast knitter, but this is on 10s and super bulky and doesn't have as complicated of a pattern right now. Like once I join them all together like this and the other one, then it's going to be decreasing and doing that. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. But I got distracted because we had new yarn come in. New summer yarns, which I'm like, yee.
Distractions are fantastic.
A few weeks ago, my yarn rep was like, from this company, was like, hey, we have this big order you ordered like way before life exploded. Do you want it? And actually, they contacted me over a month ago because that's when I was supposed to get it. And that was right when,
yeah.
And who knows what life holds and who knows if anyone's buying yarn anymore. And So I said, put it off for a month. And she called me to say, hey, it's been a month. And And I said, you know what? I mean, we got the YouTube going, we got the online shop going, and people need things that, you know, not everyone wants to do this. Although I have to caveat on this. My brother-in-law, shout out to Larry, was like, oh, you'll have this done in time for summer. Ha ha ha. Thinking like big bulky sweater. Who would want to wear that in the summer? And I'm like, yeah, I live in the mountains. And right now, today would be the perfect day I would want to wear this.
Oh yeah, because it was 80 degrees like 3 days ago, and today it's in the 50s.
Yeah. And
or low 60s.
it was 40 when I left the house. It's 47 degrees now. It'll get warmer, but then it'll get colder again. And if, you know, when you come to a prisoner exchange with me, if you want me to hang out with you on the patio, I need a comfy sweater because it's a man-made wind tunnel out there. So,
yeah.
Anyway, but getting back, squirrel, getting back to what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, but we probably still should get some yarns in. People have wanted the cottons lately, and we don't have very many of them. Like all this yarn behind me, and most of it is not necessarily summer appropriate for everybody. This stuff right behind me over here is gorgeous and super bulky, and some people want to work with that right now, and some people are like, oh, heck no. So getting back to the fun things we got and what I want to make with them, and we'll see if I finish my sweater or if I need a break from my sweater. You might see progress from this on Tuesday. So
yay.
So the first one, let's start with thinner to thicker kind of ish, sort of. I got this stuff called Huasco cotton. We have several of the Araucania Huascos in the shop. They're known for like their hand dyes and their fun colors. We have some merino sock weight from them, and we have some chunky from them. But this is cotton, 100%, and it's hand painted. It's coton, Huasco coton, because it's Spanish. It's from South America.
Gorgeous.
It's really pretty, and it is, believe it or not, it is a light fingering weight. Like I try as much as we can when, you know, normal times, and I guess now too, to only bring a yarn in if it's going to fill a gap, if it's really unique, or it's going to fill a gap that we don't have currently. And we don't have a lot, if any, fingering weight cotton. It's not a cotton blend. We have some kind of cotton blends and sock cottons and things. It's 100% cotton, but it kind of looks like straight up fingering to me. I have about 5 colors. I only have 2 out to show you today, but it's considered a light fingering, believe it or not, because there's 481 yards on here for 100 grams. And a straight up fingering tends to be 400 to 440. So there's even more yardage on here. And I have not really been on Ravelry that much lately. And so last week I was like, I should see what's going on Ravelry, like new published patterns. Cause I guess people are still publishing patterns, right?
Yeah.
Life's been a little busy, so I don't know. And I wound up one of those. I got it right here.
It's gonna be so pretty.
Which we're gonna retail these for about $19.25. This becomes this. And Hohi Locatelli just published a shawl pattern. If anyone doesn't know Hohi, she has really pretty stuff. And what she wrote hers for is like a single ply merino, because that's a great shawl material. And I was like, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to see. And so I'm going to make her Venezia shawl. I think it was just published this month. There's Hohi, by the way. And the Venezia shawl. And look at that, light and airy, and a little bit of lace on it.
It's going to look awesome in the cotton.
I'm going to try it in the cotton because I'm thinking it'll breathe, you know? It's an experiment because it's not what she wrote it for. But, and cotton, except for the worsted weight cotton that we have, the Cumulus and the Happiness, cotton is not, people think, ooh, cotton's soft. And it's like, yes and no. Sometimes cotton's sturdy. And so like dishcloths and stuff. So it's not always the softest material, But I think this is gonna be pretty, because guess what, Liz? Guess what size needle this is done on?
A big one.
Comparatively, yes. So anyone who knows Liz, though, she loves the big needles. Someone on Knit and Chat, I don't comment on Knit and Chat posts very often, because most of the time people got it covered. But someone was asking recently from the UK. They're like, I found this shawl pattern and it's written for like this yarn, and it was basically a fingering weight, but she's like, I don't understand what that is. She's either a new knitter. I think she's a new knitter because of the conversation I had with her. She's like, is that an 8-ply or a 4-ply? Because those are the terms they use over in the UK more. People will come in here looking for 4-ply, but they mean a number 4. They mean a worsted weight. Not, they're extrapolating names kind of. But 4-ply, like our Vivacious 4-ply, is fingering weight. And yes, there are different plies to yarn, single ply, things like that. So over here, 4-ply could mean a bunch of different things. But she was wondering, I said, it's probably comparable to what a lot of yarns over there are calling 4-ply. And her response to that was, okay, because I was confused, because the pattern says to use a size 8 needle, US 8. But that's not what my yarn label says. And I'm like, it's okay. I was trying to explain to her, this is a suggestion. This is if you want regular defined, kind of tight stitches, not tight, but not lacy, not open, just, right size for the yarn to not look gappy or tight. The ball band.
It's my pirate code guidelines.
It's a suggestion for the language I use with heavy emphasis for intro classes is for the average knitter. If they use the recommended needle, they will get average size stitches. But most people are not average. So I try to warn people who are new knitters. I'm like, okay, this yarn says suggested, they even say suggested needles and gauge. 27 to 34 stitches over 4 inches, which is also 10 centimeters. Stockinette stitch on US 1 to 3. Teeny tiny needles. Itty. But it doesn't mean if you take a size 3 needle and you don't fit within that gauge, you somehow miserably failed and you can't use this yarn. It means you're not on gauge or an average. You might be tighter or looser, and that's okay. That's who you are. That's how you knit. My thing on that, I think we've talked about gauge before on this show. The thing you have control over in determining your stitch size is your tool, is how thick or thin your needle is, the girth of it, rather than how you hold your tension. How you hold your tension is how you hold your tension. You can train yourself to do differently, but that is only going to bring a certain population of the world.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Liz has done that. And it's unless that kind of thing brings you joy, don't do it. Change the size of your tool. So she was like, I was so confused because it's fingering weight, and the 4-ply is not saying use an 8 needle. So I thought I couldn't use it. She's like, I've been lusting after this yarn, and I'm like, use it, do it, because shawls will often use a much bigger needle than what the label's going to say, because you want a shawl to drape and flow and be nice and not be like sticking off your shoulders like this, like.
So I've been thinking, because I have a lot of fingering weight. I like fingering weight yarn because it makes nice lacy shawls on a big needle.
Like little needles, and
I don't like little needles. So I've been like, because this was my DK stash dive, and I'm like, I have a crap ton of really, really, really pretty hand dyes, that I've bought one-offs here and there, and whatever. I'm gonna do a fingering weight Papillon on size 9 needles, because I want it to be. I want, like, once I started the linen one, where it's almost see-through. I want to do that with a merino. Just it'll be snuggly, but
So I mean, to circle back to Hohi is recommending a size 7 needle with a fingering weight. Which that's that's usually what you use on a DK or a worsted. So it's going to be pretty. It's going to, even if it
it's
isn't
gonna
as
be.
soft as merino, it's going to be really nice. So
Oh yeah.
that's the first thing that I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to start this," and I didn't start it last night because new yarn, yay. The other
Not
thing,
a thing. Squidgy face.
not quite a nose wrinkle, but a squinchy face. Because I can't give you fingers because we're addressing
I know.
the company. The other yarn I got that I've put actually, the coton, the Huasco coton, is on our website, so you can see the colors there. The colors I pull off of the manufacturer's website might be a little more vivid or bright than they actually are, but they're really pretty. The other one that I got on the website that I want to make something out of is Mirasol Chichi.
It's so pretty. The colors, that's like the palest blue. It looks silver.
This is like one of the lightest colors. There's some neutrals, but then there's some banging bright, yay, summery colors. This is, and again, we're half QVCing here, VSCing, but not really because I'm not showing everything off. I'm teasing. If I get stuff done, maybe I'll have one or two of these on next Wednesdays. It's alpaca, linen, viscose from bamboo, and a little bit of what they call micro tweed. The little slub bubble tweedy things in here might be kind of acrylic, but they're so little and itty bitty. So I wanted a linen blend, linen and bamboo, but then alpaca, which means it will breathe, but it will be kind of soft because of that. And the pattern I found that I was just scrolling through and I'm like, ooh, it's a top. Ooh, it's DK. Because technically this is sport weight, which is a little thinner than DK. But this that I'm wearing, the Soldatna was written for, excuse me, my chair. The Soldatna was written for a DK weight. And the Sammy cotton, which is super soft cotton. It's one of the exceptions to cotton being maybe not as soft as you would think. This is really soft, what I'm wearing. The Soldatna, the Sammy is a really light DK. It's borderline sport weight, but that makes this so soft. It makes me kind of want to wear, and I am wearing a little cami under it just in case, because it's an open stitch kind of. This was just published. This is by Petite Knits. It's Anker's summer shirt, and I'm loving a little bit of definition at the top, and then it's a fairly plain knit, and I'm really hoping it will look really cool in this.
Oh, so, it's gonna look awesome in that.
So I have a ball.
I can see. Ooh.
I'm ready to go, but I haven't started because I really feel like I should at least get to the join part on my sweater, because it's gonna be cold this weekend. I'd like to wear my Mr. Rogers Comfort pandemic COVID sweater sooner rather than later. So but I have projects and plans and I'm so excited.
How's your Papillon coming?
What? I'll get back to it. I will, but there's so many new fun things to try and I want to inspire.
Yay, I'll get to finish another one before you're done.
Of course, I told you. This, by the way, this is on our site for $22.50 a skein. And there's 274 yards on one of these. So on the lighter end of DK or on the sport side. Another yarn we just got in, it's not on the site yet, and I haven't figured out what I'm making out of it yet. It's by EYB, I think is Euro Yarn Baby, something like that. But it's from Knitting Fever, like a lot of our yarns that just came in. This is called Belviso. And for people in our shop who used to love Plymouth's Nettle Grove, this is essentially the new Nettle Grove. Now, Nettle Grove, I don't know why they discontinued it. It was awesome. So other companies are trying to do it. This is a cotton, linen, and nettle fibers blend. And there's a little bit of texture to it. And it's soft. But it's a lot of different plant fibers, especially for people who don't like wool or are allergic to the animal stuff. This stuff is great. There's twice as much because these are 100-gram skeins. Nettle Grove was 50. There's twice as much on here. We're going to try it out. I think at $26.50. I made a little cowl out of this. I know people who've made entire tops out of this, and it's been really awesome. More colors than this. This is all I pulled out. I don't have a pattern picked out for this yet. This one, it is, wow. I just looked at this. I'm puzzled because I just looked at this. I thought Nettle Grove was like a DK weight, right?
Yeah.
They're calling this a super fine. There's 394 yards on this.
Yeah.
They're actually recommending a 1 to 3 needle. So it's thinner.
Wait a minute. Nettle Grove was in our sport section
Okay.
in the old shop. Yeah.
It was sport DK-ish. Yeah, you're right. It was a little thinner. I can't remember the yardage on that though anymore.
I think I have a ball of it somewhere. Maybe.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. It's in my deep stash.
Yeah, so it's a little thinner maybe than Nettle Grove, or maybe about if it looks about the same to me. But again, I'm reaching way back because it's been gone for a little while. So something even finer. Like I was like, oh, maybe I can do this out of them. No, I would do something finer with it. I'm gonna have to figure out something for that too. But this is really nice, pretty colors of it. I'll get it up on the website as soon as I can. Not like I have anything else to do, you know. So.
Yeah.
The last thing I got some regular good old Cascade Heritage in some colors. There's some of their awesome colors are back ordered, of course, because they're awesome colors. But we got back in some of the wave colors we haven't had in a while because I just haven't been paying attention. And when they came in, I went, ooh, Papillon options. Because this one and the new different dye lots will come out differently as well.
Yeah.
The new dye lot of this is called Tropical. Is so pretty. It's got teals and greens and blues. And oh my gosh, when I saw it, and here's one where the colors, because same dye lot, look at that. But just like with my solar one that I made, the one that looks like a monarch butterfly.
Yeah.
I use one of these because I was like, no one's gonna want to buy one where the colors are more separated like this. It looks even prettier. It actually blends better than you would think. But I saw these and went, ooh, Papillon. And Peacock Papillon was what kind of called out to me, you know?
Yeah.
We listed it on the site with a white because I think that's going to sing and brighten it up. If you wanted a true broody peacock, you could do it with the black. It would
black will just take the colors and darken it. White will pop it.
So this is what we have listed on the website as a Papillon color combo. If you want it with black, call the shop. And then this is Nightshade. We have not had this in the shop in forever because my inventory said we had some and we didn't. And then Liz was like, hey, look what I found in my stash. You found some in your stash. And I went, ooh, why haven't I seen that in the shop?
Yeah.
Because my inventory was off. But this, I think, would make a really great, excuse me, that's from my sweater. This would make a really great dark and broody Papillon here.
Oh, yeah.
And then, or
pop it.
You could really pop it, and then this would still be vivid, but it would be a lot brighter with this as a contrast. The last one we got back in that we have not had in a while, this is blues. Different shades of blue, much more subtle than the, oh my gosh, I want a peacock. And we're pairing this with the snow color, which is more of an off-white. So again, if you want a slow fadey Papillon that's going to be gorgeous, check out our new options. Oh my gosh, I'm so, if I had time, I would be making them, but then I wouldn't have the inventory to sell to you guys. So I can't, and I don't have the time. You know, anyway. Yeah, we have pretty things and we want to sell you pretty things. Oh, wrapping up notes on selling everybody stuff. It's May, which means we we've gone kind of as long as we can, and we started warning y'all that with the free shipping, we're gonna move to flat rate $5 shipping. Some of you have already noticed this. So even if you buy a butt ton of yarn from us, we still will only charge you $5 for shipping, but we do have to mitigate costs just a little bit. And we've started moving this in this weekend, or this week, even though this weekend technically is when we enter phase one of North Carolina. Our phase one, which we entered into a little earlier than North Carolina's phase one, but it's because we're not doing as much as phase one says we can do. We've started to offer curbside pickup again, or more likely contactless pickup. If you want to come pick it up at the shop. Oops, sorry, I bumped my computer. If you want to come pick it up at the shop, we will leave it outside the door with your name on it. Coordinated time, so we leave it outside right before you come. My version of phase one, which phase one is like, you can start, like some retail can open with limited people inside, and really make sure you're scrubbing everything down. And you guys know us. Someone's already asked this on Facebook, and I just want to kind of start planting seeds here. So if you watch us, you might have the answer to these questions already. Y'all know that we started closing down. Sorry, yarn fuzz in my nose. I can't think straight when there's yarn fuzz tickling my nose. So, but we started shutting things down and trying to protect people and keep people home before we were instructed to do so. And by the same token, we are going to be opening up slower than we are being allowed to do so, for the very same reasons that we're wary. The phrase that I used to hate, now I embrace it, from an abundance of caution. We are not opening this weekend. We potentially could. Apart from the shop behind, other than what is behind me looking like a bomb went off, which makes it hard to clean. I really don't feel comfortable opening the shop to customers yet. Mostly because we want to protect you all, and we want to protect ourselves. So please don't come rushing up on Saturday. In fact, we're not even changing hours just yet. Hours are going to stay the same. We'll take your phone calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Until we can figure out a routine where I am not completely exhausted, because right now I'm completely exhausted, and I thank you all for that exhaustion, because that means you're buying yarn. Until we can figure out a way to be open more without me being completely exhausted, we're going to stick to what's working okay right now. At most, Liz and I are in discussions about she may start working at the shop for limited hours again, and we'll update y'all on that next week. But just like she was here working in the shop while we were closed to traffic before I sent her home, that would be our first step.
Yeah, and there's with the reopen, there's certain things that they give flexibility to, like if you can do contactless.
Yeah, they're still encouraging that, by the way. Yeah,
do that. And we don't have 2 sets of doors.
Yeah, that's
where
the other thing.
make the traffic go.
Try to keep your traffic flow in one direction. That doesn't really happen here. I mean, we could say you got to go one way around the table. You got to like start with the fingering and go around, and don't turn around. We need to figure a lot of that out. And right now it's kind of working. I know y'all want to feel and touch the yarn. I want you to squish the yarn too before you buy it. I want you to see true color before you buy it. It's so frustrating. Oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated. But protecting y'all and keeping everyone safe is our utmost concern, because we don't know what's going to happen. I want to kind of watch what's happening around us and seeing that, like right now, Transylvania County's numbers are rock bottom, and that could be just because we're not testing. But if we can keep it that way, and they had there's 8 cases, now there's 7 because that 8th guy didn't actually live here, but he was here. He or she was here. So, until we have protection against this, like more legitimate protection against this than just social distancing, it's going to be hard to have a lot of anyone in the shop. Like, ideas I will float out there, this does not mean they're going to happen tomorrow. No, is I want to start brainstorming ideas where we could have some patio shopping by appointment, where we could bring out yarn. We were doing that before we shut down to foot traffic, to all foot traffic. Maybe we can start shopping by appointment, but this is going to be weeks away, guys. This is, stick with us. Please support us. We want to support you. We want to keep you sane during all of this. But we have to do it very cautiously and very carefully.
It's gonna be a slow process.
Yeah.
Soon, maybe.
Yeah. Just stick with us. Shop with us if you think that what we're offering are things you want to try. Trust us for colors, because Liz is awesome with colors. Awesome. And it's a little after 10.
Not awesome following a pattern.
What?
I just cut my yarn and pretended like I was done with the pattern, and I forgot to scroll down and see the carry the color along the edge for another 10 rows.
Oops.
Because
you're
reading
listening to me
patterns
and making assumptions, and so people keep saying, don't you have the pattern memorized by now? And it's like,
you can't memorize this pattern. It would be great if you could. And yeah, I have to this is like the third time I've done this.
Yeah, I have no idea how you'll look in the recording, but right now you're starting to get a little spotty in terms of action. So I think it's another sign that it might be good to wrap up. And like 10 o'clock.
You just froze with the funniest look on your face.
I think 10 o'clock is the magic time that everyone's online.
Yep.
And our reception's getting poopy, and that means it's time for me to go to work and us to get the video up to y'all. I could keep going off about reopening and you'll hear a lot from me, but please don't come running to the door at 10 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday morning, because we won't be here.
No.
I'm trying to get rest and do a lot of things at home for y'all. So what?
I'm sleeping in on Saturday.
That's funny.
Throwing that out there.
That's funny. Anyway, we love you all. We miss you. I want to have you in the shop. My last thing on that is the phase 1 guidelines were like, if you do open, you can only have 12 people per 1,000 square feet, which doesn't sound like many, right?
In our shop, 12 people's a lot.
Yeah, our floor space is probably about 1,000 square feet or so. 12 people would be ridiculous. There'd be no way to social distance in here. So we are being much more cautious than the restrictions because we feel that is the safe thing to do. So again, we love you. We miss you. I really wish I could hug so many people that I know are watching right now. So many people. We all need hugs. We really, you know, we're just, we try to keep going. Talk to us. Talk to us if you need to. We're here for y'all. So on that not so happy note,
stay tuned for more adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Jazz hands. Woo! Make a soldatna crop. I have combos online if you want to try it. Yay. Okay. Bye. Yay. I'm going to try to hang up on this. Yep. And wiggle my camera all around. And bye. We love you all. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.